Hi there, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope everybody's doing well. Apologize, first of all, for the week off. There was a lot going on, a lot of running around, cleaning, doing stuff, and plans fell through, like they usually do. Very disappointing. But I decided, I'm going to catch up. I'm going to try to get ahead of the schedule here so they can daily upload. And every time I try to do that, it blows up in my face, so it's probably going to happen again. But I'm trying. So I thought I would come into Stardew here. This is not necessarily a new file. It's just a different save. We're on year 2 in spring. I chose a 4 corners farm. Something I've never done. I just wanted to check it out. And I thought I would just discuss not all of the NPCs, but a majority of them, especially the marriageable candidates. And I do not want this to be a judgmental type series. I just don't agree that one person's opinion is the gold standard. I think everybody's entitled to an opinion. And if they believe they're right, then they're right until they're proven otherwise. And I'm just not the person who feels obligated to prove anybody wrong or right. Live and let live? Is that my motto? Something like that. Anyway, it has, as far as this game goes, it has a whole heck of a lot to do with maturity. And depending on your age bracket, you're obviously going to go for someone different than what somebody a little bit older, say a decade older, or someone like me, decades older. It just all depends. And obviously these games are made for young people. I shouldn't be playing them, but I am. I got hooked on these when my children were children. And we got our first Sega. And my son was hooked on Sonic the Hedgehog. And I just thought that was the silliest thing in the world. I always called those gold rings Cheerios. And every time he got hit by something and they would go flying, I'd go, uh-oh, Cheerios. And he'd giggle. But anyway, I got hooked on Spyro the Dragon and Road Rash. And there were computer games as well. So I've been at this since the 90s. Not going to change. Anyway, getting back to the topic at hand. I thought I would start with, to me, and I'm not going to say the most controversial, but the most difficult family of them all. And that would be Kent's clan. Kent, Jody, and Sam in particular. I don't have a problem with Vincent. He's cute. But we're not talking kids here, so. And I will start with Jody, whom I know a lot of people love. She's very pretty, and she can be sweet. But I do not like her, how would you say this? Dismissive. She has a dismissive attitude every time you talk to her. Not, this is from the girl player perspective. I've never played as a boy, so I don't know if the dialogue is different somehow. I know it can be, but I'm not sure if it is with the non-marriageable. I have no idea. But she tends to say something, and then if you click on her again, she'll go, Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I'm horrible at memory, but do you need something else, or are you done here, or I'm done here, or just very dismissive. I think it's rude. And I do know people in real life who do that. You're carrying on a conversation, and then all of a sudden, like you're in mid-sentence, and she goes, I have to go now. And she just turns and walks away. And it's like, wow. So I just don't talk to those people. I let them do all the talking, and I just nod. But I don't have the guts to go, I have to go now, and then just turn and walk away while they're still speaking. That is beyond rude. And that is the impression Jody gives me. She's also extremely selfish. And I hope this doesn't ruffle too many feathers, but she is a very selfish woman. She's doing it all wrong. She's got it all backwards in her head. Yes, she married young. Yes, she has regrets. Who doesn't? And age has very little to do with it, believe it or not. People who marry young, I know quite a few couples who married young, and they're still married today. And they still get along. And then I know a couple people who got married very late. I'm talking late 30s, almost 40. And they're miserable. And one of them, I think within 6 years, they were divorced. So, making these blanket statements is never a good idea. You really need to look behind the scenes. And if it's none of your business, then you have to speculate, right? It's really none of your business why things go south in other people's lives. But it's everybody's concern when it's your own life going south. You have to ask yourself why. Now, I never got most of the answers I was looking for. I'm still searching for the answers. But I will tell you this much, 99% of it, 99.5% of it is me. And I think that's why it's so difficult to figure out why it went wrong. I know I'm doing this wrong. I know I did this wrong. I know I was... whatever. Jody spoils the kids, and then she complains about having too much housework. She wishes that she was free to do what she wanted to do, and then she kowtows to Kent when he comes home. Oh, I'm sorry, I'll do everything in my power to make you happy. Saying things like that is childish and ridiculous. And it's not solving the problem, it's compounding it. But I don't want to go into dissertation. I'm just saying Jody really needs to go into the woods and do some deep soul searching. She's outwardly extending her rage in an over buttery, flowery, oh, everything's great. I wish I was dead, And that's what bugs me about Jody. Sorry. I'm very, very sorry. But Jody, she would be in my D tier. Not a fan of Jody. And then we're moving on to her son, Sam. The most immature. Well, it's a tie between him and Abigail. They're just not ready. And I cannot believe that they're actual marriage candidates, because Sam and Abigail are like 10-year-olds mentally. And they should not be even considering dating, much less marriage, for the next 10, 15 years. He does have his good points. I'm not going to say he doesn't. He's very good with his little brother. But just like Jody, outwardly he's all, yeah, okay, Mom, I'll do it, yeah. But inside you can see his rage. You can see it on his face. You can hear it in his voice, in his words. They're making each other miserable, and they're making themselves miserable, and I never understood that. Honesty will always be the best policy. Out of them all, it's always honesty. And they need a good house cleaning. So Sam, he's another fail. I'm sorry. He's in the same D tier with his mom. They both need a lot of work. However, if Kent was a marriageable candidate, Heck yeah, I'd jump on Kent instantaneously. He would always be my go-to marriage partner. Kent needs work too. It's kind of sad that he's shut everybody out. But he needs therapy. And that is overcomable. That is something that he can do. He just needs to do it, and I hope he does. I hope he gets the help that he needs. And it would be great if Jody and Sam were there to support him, but what Kent needs to do is pick up Vincent and act like this is where we left off and this is where we're going forward. And I'm going to leave my inner turmoil aside while I'm with Vincent. And I'm not going to scar my little son out of selfishness. And it can be done. It's tough, but you know, he's the adult. He can do it. So Kent is high on my list. He gets a pass. I thank you very much for sticking with me to the end. I'm sorry if it was a little convoluted. Hopefully the ones going forward won't be this bad. But I really appreciate your support. I thank you very, very much. I do hope you have a wonderful day. Take very good care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.